Yes, ma'am.
So I think this one was easy for everybody to understand and for everybody to do, right?
No, no, ma. Take us through. Take us through. Take us
Okay. Okay, so these are our data sets, and then if we want to answer this question, check the distributor ID for this thing. This place was blank before. Let me, I don't know if I can make a copy. So what I did here was that I used this formula, X lookup, the same way he taught us. The search
You can
key
make
is
a
the,
copy. You can make a
okay,
copy of
okay,
Fumi.
okay.
Go to file and duplicate. Go to file and duplicate. Make a copy, yeah. See, make a copy.
Mhm. Okay.
sorry. Also, similar, please.
It's still
When
the
we
same.
talk, can you
Sir?
hear me?
Yeah.
When we talk, please, let's do us remind him that you edited your assignment because he said if we edit our assignment after submitting, that he will know. So please, let's do us to remind him about that, please, because
No, she has made a copy already. It will not affect the
I
other
made a
one.
copy.
I've
This is the
edited it
copy.
already.
Yeah?
No, she has tried to edit it. So it will update the time that by after 8 or 8:25 or something, that was the last edit on the this thing. So let's just say it when we have the feedback. That's just it.
Uh, I tried to understand. I wasn't able to hear you very well.
So he was trying to
He's
say you
trying
should
to
not
say you already tried to
shouldn't use
edit
your laptop.
that copy before you made the copy.
I don't think you edited your work again. Said
Okay,
it's better
okay,
you just
okay. So
come
it's
back.
better I should just continue. Or what?
So he says it's
No,
better you
don't
just wait
continue.
for me to
Just do this copied one.
Okay, okay.
So,
Trying to
yeah,
understand.
he was
don't
trying
use
to
that.
say that that one that you've already started editing, that Mr. It's the time we
Yeah,
show on Mr. Okiki's end.
done. Okay.
So when
Yes,
he
that's
comes,
true.
just tell him. So let's continue with the copied one.
Yeah. Thank you. So if I want to do this one, simple. X lookup, the search key, then comma. As we're imputing all these values, all these the drop down will be showing, so you know what you are doing and if it's right or wrong. Then the search range, this entire range, comma, the results range. We're looking for the name. That was the question, right? So we pick that one too, comma. You see, the thing hasn't already brought out the answer before I even put my missing value. So if this is not the answer, if we don't have the answer, what should we put if the answer is missing? Let's say not found. Then enter. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's the answer. Do you understand? Can you hear me? Okay, okay.
Yes, yes.
So do the same thing for this one. We might not even need to start imputing all that. You just drag down. And it already gives you, it will give you the answer. Same thing with this one too. So instead of, we'll do the same thing we did for the first one. X lookup. Comma, the distributor ID, comma, the sales channel, and value if missing. Enter. It will give us, and then if you want to do it for the same, drag down to, and it will give you everything. Do we understand? Okay. So let's just keep to the place where we might have values that are not there. For example, this one. So impute our formula, X lookup. The search, oh, sorry. We'll pick the search key. Then we'll pick the range where it is found. That's distributor ID. Comma. What we're looking for? What are we looking for here? We're looking for the country. So go back. We pick the results range, and then the value if that data is missing. Not found. Enter. You can see that it's brought out not found here. So it means we don't have this distributor ID in the data set. Do you understand? Okay. Beatrice, you don't understand it, Abby. Let me come again. So we're doing the same thing that we did for the first, for those other data. You impute your formula equals to X lookup with your brackets. This is your search key. This distributor ID here is your search key. You pick it, comma. Where can you find this thing? This data is under distributor ID. So you go to the data, your original data, and then you pick the heading. Do you understand? After, okay,
Yes.
after you do that, comma, then what you are looking for is the country of that particular distributor ID. So you pick your country range, press comma. Then if we're putting this so that if the what we are looking for is not in the data set, we're putting it so that it will return not found. Do you understand? If that data is not in our data set. Do you understand?
Yes, yes.
So once you press enter, it will return not found as the answer because 30,000 is not in the distributor ID. It's not found in your data sets. So that's what to bring out. To bring out not found. For example, if I'm not even using not found and I'm using, okay, maybe NA, maybe not available, it will bring out not available. Whatever you put to replace that missing value is what it will return back for you. Do you understand? Okay. So that's it. So that's the same thing you do for this question too. Same thing for this one. So I think the first data I be lookup X lookup one, like it's easy to do. Do we have any question or any place I don't understand? Does anybody have any question about this part? Okay. So for the next one, X lookup 2. So this is everything that I did. I hope you can see it. What is the next net sales with Jackie being the lookup search key? Jackie being the lookup that we are going to find. So what I did was I did X lookup. Yes, X. Jackie. I went to my data, picked salesperson, comma. Or are we supposed to look for net sales, right? So pick net sales. So comma, value if not found or missing value. I'll just go for NE. Then close my brackets. And I put this right. Oh, sorry. Sorry, let me start that from the beginning. I'll pick Jackie, comma, then salesperson's range, comma, then my net sales range, comma, then I'll input NE. Enter. And that's what we have. That's the net sales for Jackie. And if we check the data sets, you can see it here. Net sales 1,610. Okay. So for Jamie, the question is, whose sales is this? This 2,133. So we just go X lookup. The search key as 2,133. 2,133 is underway net sales, right? So we'll pick net sales first. Then what we have to look for is whose sales is this. It means we are looking for the person. So the next range will be the salesperson's range, comma, then what we impute if the value is missing. I'll go with N. Enter. And we have Jamie. Jamie is the person who has this net sale. If you look at data, where's Jamie? This is it. Do you understand? Okay. So the question here is, who has most sales? Now, if you want to do this one, the formula I used was X lookup, max. Mr. Oki, do you want to take over the class now?
I do well. I do well.
Hey, Jesus. Okay. So this is the formula I used. I hope you can see it. So since we are looking for who has the most sales, that's why I used max, the max function. So what I did was X lookup. Okay. Input max. We input the salesperson, comma, and then the net sales. So that would be our search key. What I'm trying to tell the Google Sheet is that what is the maximum number between I've gotten it wrong. Oh, come on.
You're supposed to do max net sales, not
Salesperson.
yes.
So the lookup range is I think that's person. Sorry, let me look at the question. Was most okay. So these are let's change. Is this the correct? Oh, wait, I'm coming, sorry.
It's correct.
No, like X lookup. Thank you. That is the person who understands what I did here. If you don't understand, let me know. Okay.
I don't understand.
Yes. So what I did, for those that don't understand, I input the normal stuff you do normally equals to sign X lookup. So because we're looking for who has the most sale, so we're using the max function instead. So you nest it into your X lookup function. So that's max. And then your max, what it's telling you is that you have to pick a value. And the value you want to know is the net sales. You want to know who has the most in this net sales. You understand? So after we pick that, you close your brackets. Then you press comma. Once you press comma, it will take you back to the X lookup function, to the I don't know how to explain this whole thing, but it will take you back here. Then you pick your lookup range. Since the question is who has the most sale, you are not you know that the lookup range you are going to pick is your net sales. You want to know who has the most sales in among sorry. You just know that it's your net sales that you want to pick. I don't even know if I sound convincing, but after you pick up your net sales value, you press your comma, then your results, you want to know who the person, like the person who has the most net sales. So you pick your salesperson column. Then what you input if the information is not there, if the information is missing in the data set. That's why I used NA.
All right. Thank you very much.
So that's Jimmy. Thank you, Mr. Obuki.
So seems like I'm already getting people that would, when next cohort of Dive Africa starts, I don't need to stress myself. I'll just tell Dive Africa that see these people, they'll be your next instructors. All right. Thank you very much, Fumilayo. So I'll go on to the next question, which who has this many? Okay, so the first thing I would want to do, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. And this thing I want to say now, you guys would have been easier if where is this sharing of screen again? Okay, come to this office. Share entire screen. Share this one. Come here. Okay, can we see my screen? But it will be tiny, right? It will be tiny. Is it tiny? It's tiny, Abby. Okay, it's not tiny. So the first thing I would have expected us to do is, I remember mentioning this, we should search for XLOOKUP and just come to this Microsoft, where Microsoft has explained, XLOOKUP for us. It will tell you the logic behind XLOOKUP and, the rules guiding it. So, because some of the examples there, or some of the questions, if these ones that are highlighted, for example, these ones that I've highlighted, you would have easily, gotten what you want from, from this. So the first thing it says here is, you remember that when I took XLOOKUP, I only explained lookup value, I only explained lookup value, lookup array, return array, and if not found. I didn't touch on match mode, search mode. I didn't do that because why I didn't do that is because not be everything. Now I will teach you now. You have to learn the rest yourself. So match mode, according to us, it says specify the match type. It is optional though here. So it's saying 0 will be exact match. If not found, return any. This is the result. This is what happens here, that we always specify this if not found. So it's saying even if you don't put 0, it would bring this any, it will return any. The -1 is exact match if not found. Return the next smaller item. Then 1, exact match if not found. Return the next larger item. 2, a wildcard match. How do I explain all these things like this? Seems like I will not explain it. I'll just move to search mode. Specify the search mode to use. Perform a search starting at the first item. This is the default. -1. Perform a reverse search starting at the last item. 2. Perform a binary search that relies on lookup array being sorted in ascending order. If not sorted, invalid results will be returned. -2, perform a binary search that relies on XLOOKUP array being sorted in descending order. If not sorted, invalid results will be returned. So after saying that, we'll come to our data. Can you imagine? I've not even done my own. It's blank. So I'll continue from where Funmilayo has stopped. So it says, who has these many customers? Who has these many customers? So the first thing we want to look at is, we know in our data, we have a number of customers there. And from just glancing at the data, we know we have 8 as a number for number of customers. But looking at it deeper, we would also see that 8 also appears multiple times. I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It appears 5 times. So if this is asking us who has this many customers, you will be confused. You will not be sure what to do. But when you now go further in the question, like number 5, now you now see that it's asking that who is the last person to have this many customers. You now begin to wonder. That is when, if you've read this file, if you've read this page, you will know that there's a place here that tells you that by default, XLOOKUP, was it on this file that I saw this thing? By default, XLOOKUP, it will look through your data. Let me just use this data set. For example, this prefix. It will look through it. It will return only the first item it finds. Yes, it will return only the first item it finds. So in the case of our example here, of our question, you can see we have 888, Joseph, John, Josh. So by default, if XLOOKUP is looking at this, it will return Joseph first, because Joseph is the first person to with 8 customers. It will disregard these others. It is now when they now ask you that, oh, who is the second person with 8 customers? That is when this search mode and match mode will now come in. Do you get it? Are we following? All right. Only 1, 2, 3, only 4 people are following me. Okay. All right. So by default, that is why this thing is called documentation. It is good to read documentation. Read documentation, especially documentation covers a lot of things that would save you a lot of time. Just read documentation. It will give you guiding rules on how the function or the formula works. It's calling me, guys. Please, 1 minute. All right. So yeah, so by default, like I was explaining, this is already almost now. Wow. XLOOKUP by default looks at the first matching item and it will return that. So already I know that my answer here is equals to XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP, what am I looking up? 8, comma, this, comma, and I'm returning this equals to Joseph. Equals to formula text here, enter. All right. So you can see I have Joseph here. This is the right answer for this. So somebody missed this. I just remembered now. Somebody missed this. Even though the person got everything, they missed this one. Yes. All right, moving on. Who was the last person to have this customer? Now, this last person to have this customer is where all these functions or all these search mode and match mode will now come in handy. So equals to X lookup. I already did this, like just the way we did for the last one. Come back. Oh Jesus. Return salesperson. If error, if this one blank, comma, search mode. Now, according to this, match mode optional. This is default. We don't want default. So 0, comma. Now, we'll now go to search mode. We'll now look for the one that tallies with our question. It says, who is the last person to have this many customers? Who is the last person? And here it performs a reverse search starting at the last item. So we know that what we are picking is -1. Close brackets, enter. And we have Jamie. And we have what? We have Jamie. Do we have any question? Are we still on the same page? Can you guys even hear me? Because I feel like I'm even far from my laptop. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, you can hear me.
All right, okay. Now the next question says, whose, you know, that is a person, whose sales are closest to this number, but not more. Are closest to this number, but not what? But not more. Are closest to this number, but not more. In our match mode, we'll see that it says, if not found, return the next smaller item. Return the next smaller item. And our question says, but not more. So meaning it should not be more than 180. It should not be more than what? It should not be more than 180. I say 180, 1,800. So it should be a smaller item to 180. 1,800. Why am I saying 180? All right. So equals to X lookup. Comma. Why are you people blowing banana? What's happening? Comma. Comma. What am I returning? I'm returning this. Comma. Missing value. Missing value. Pam. Comma. If not found, next -1. Close brackets. Is this name even correct? Jagjit. Let me move this thing. Let me move it here. It's disturbing me. All right. Can we see this thing very well? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. So the next question is now, what is the profit of person whose name begin with this? Even me, when I saw this question, I was not sure how to do it. So, what is the profit of person whose name begins with this? Profit. Whose name begin with this? Now, I think Moturaya was the one that took us this part. Concatenate and all. So we are using additional, you know, all those wildcard stuff to get this. And if you go to your data set, you would see from the get-go that the question they asked, they said, where is the question again, Seth? What is the profit whose name starts with this? JU. In our data, whose name starts with this? JU. Juno. Only Juno. So this is what we would return eventually, 1023. So we'll say equals to X lookup. Now, what is going to be our search key? We'll select this JU. Then what's that sign called? The upper hand. So this upper hand is what? It helps us join two things together. And in this case, we were telling it that, okay, this anything that starts with this, if you look into SQL deeply, you would understand this part more. So this one is telling us that, okay, these letters, look at anything that starts with these two letters. If it starts with it, we are joining them, we are merging them together to return, let that be our lookup value or our search key, as Google Sheet is saying it. Comma. Then our lookup range. What's our lookup range again? We are looking this up. Comma. Sales. I'll be profit and loss, comma. Okay, this. Then we also now come back to our, documentation, which says that anywhere that a wildcard match where and there's a special meaning or blah blah blah, we should use what? We should use 2 so that XLOOKUP will know what we are saying. Sort of like a reference. Oh, I've used a wildcard here, and this is, please return whatever I've said. Don't bring error. That is what the 2 is. Please, if you are following, let me know. If you are lost, let me know too, so that, because me, I'm feeling like I'm lost. What is this? Oh, okay. All right. What is the question? What is your question? You are not following. Either you are doing thumbs up. Ish. God, my back. Do we have any questions? Please, let's stop here for today. I'll continue on Sunday. Tired. Is there any question? Do we have any question? Do we
Sir, I
have?
have a question.
All right, Esther, please go on.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. I just wanted to confirm, because what if, for example, for a particular question, we were unable to, because I really didn't get to see, especially that match mode. I used the search mode. I didn't know there were more options for match mode, more than 2 options, right? So what if we're able to use XLOOKUP with some other function to still get the answer? Would that still be a fault? Would that be
No,
wrong?
that won't be a fault. That won't be a fault at all. And for people that, if I've graded you if I've graded you and you see that your grade is low, or you feel like, because the way I graded